Hi, my name is Courtney and I'm a witch, and today I wanted to speak about spell basics as well as the Book of Shadows. So normally when a witch casts a spell, before she even does that, there is some preparation that happens. We did talk a little bit in the other video about connecting to the elements, about how you'll call in all the elements to help you with your spell. In addition to that though, before she even does that, we usually cast a protective circle around the area that we'll do our spell in. And this is just to make the area sacred. So if you're, say, at the beach and you want to do a spell, you might just take a stick and draw a circle around the area that you're sitting in, and then sit in the center of it and do your spell in there. Or if you're in the middle of the woods, you might take little rocks and just create a circle, a physical circle around you. And then you, of course, step into the circle and you do all your spell working from inside there. And this is really just to put up a protective boundary around us so that only love and light can come in and that nothing can disrupt our spell or what we're about to do or the sacredness of it. So and there's different ways of doing that. I think each witch kind of does things a little bit differently, and it's probably best just to figure out what works for you. You can also use just a handful of physical objects to make a circle. I mean, you don't have to, like my example with the stones where you might put them all right next to each other around there. You don't have to do anything that extreme if that may take a long time. You can just put a handful of physical objects in different locations just to signify this is your space. So once you do that and you're ready for your spell and you have your candles or whatever you're working with for that spell, you're going to want to go ahead and say the spell. And you can actually write your own spells. You can get spells from other witches. It's totally up to you. I personally found it works the best when I write my own. Sometimes you just make them up spontaneously while you're in the midst of the spell, and that totally works. Usually they rhyme. I don't think they have to rhyme, but it just sounds better if they rhyme. And I found that works the best is when I make up my own versus doing other people's spells. And I think so much of it is the reason that these things work is because they are coming from your heart and they're coming from you and it's your power. So when you write your own, it's so much more authentic that I think it probably will have a bigger impact. But you absolutely do not have to. And if you're a beginner witch and you're like, I can't write my own spell, you can just find spells from other witches. A lot of witches have published books about containing their spells or some spells they've used. You can find them online, so it's totally up to you. And so that brings us to the Book of Shadows. So what is the Book of Shadows? So this is considered super important to witches because it is a book that contains all of our spells. Anything that we found has worked really well. It can be passed down, from other witches. Maybe you come from a line of witches, so they might pass down their Book of Shadows that's been in your family for hundreds of years, or you might have a witch mentor who gives you her Book of Shadows. So, and if you don't have those options, you can actually just make your own. So you can even just get a journal. This isn't my Book of Shadows, but this is just this really pretty journal I bought recently. You can buy a journal that's just blank with blank pages inside. You can actually find Book of Shadows online, that like blank ones that have been created by other witches, and you can buy one of those. Those are really pretty. They're usually kind of expensive because they are handmade, but they really look like authentic old world Book of Shadows. But you don't have to do that. You can just buy any journal. You can buy something off of Etsy that was handmade. You really have a lot of options with that, and it's once again because the things that seem to work the best are when it's the most authentic to you. So So whatever resonates the most with you is what I would say you should go for. And then you can just start writing your spells in there. You can write about what works, what doesn't work. You know, you can change the formula of things. So, you know, maybe you'll want to try a different essential oil next time, or if you're making your own candles, you might mix it a little bit differently. And all that stuff you can record in here in your Book of Shadows, and anything else that is witch related. So so those are some of the spell basics, as well as some information about the Book of Shadows. I hope you enjoyed our mini witch lesson today, and if you want to continue getting my witch videos as well as my other videos, please subscribe, and I will talk to all you guys next time. Bye!